So let's go back to those PL days. As I mentioned at the top, you've been a PL, you've been a company XO, you're on battalion staff. So let's go back to those PL days. Talk about that. Just kind of give us some successes, some challenges, and overall lessons learned.
Sure. Yeah. I think right off the bat, I think one of the things that made me successful as a platoon leader was I didn't come in hot. And by that, I mean, I didn't come into the platoon and go, all right, I'm going to start changing everything, whether it be the platoon motto or, the symbol, that really wasn't my job, or really I wasn't in a position to do that. I had guys in that platoon that had been there for 2 or 3 years. So to come in kind of on that first week and to start changing things around really wasn't going to make me successful, and kind of put me in a situation where I was going to be at odds with everyone. So really what I did, probably the first 2 to 3 weeks, kind of sit back and observe, right? Obviously, if there's something illegal, immoral, or unethical going on, right, then you step in, obviously. But really just kind of get a sense of who the guys and girls under your charge are going to be. Right. I can't stress the importance of like the platoon leader, platoon sergeant relationship. The running joke is the platoon leader is mom and the platoon sergeant is dad. And that was pretty true for my platoon. The platoon sergeant, hard stripe D7, couple of deployments, knew what he was talking about, and was a no nonsense kind of guy. So it was really everything you could ask for in a platoon sergeant. So really developing that relationship with him, I think, is one of the biggest keys to success that I found. I will say the one kind of big change I made right off the bat, we had a company-wide PT test. And my platoon, this was about a week after I showed up to the unit. My platoon scored pretty low. We had the lowest average PT score within the company. So squad led PT quickly became a thing of the past, and we were doing dedicated platoon level PT 5 days a week. So that was like the only big change that I made in conjunction with my platoon sergeant within the first 3 to 4 weeks of coming into the platoon. Other than that, I kind of sat back, I observed. I got to take stock of my squad leaders, my team leaders, who my, being in a striker unit, who my drivers were. Things like that kind of play a big role in the unit's success. And you owe it to yourself and to the guys and girls in your care to kind of take stock of where you're at, and kind of and the people that you have, if that makes any sense.
Ranger School. Can you talk about that briefly?
Yeah, sure. It is not impossible. Take it from a guy who is, am I good physically? Absolutely. Am I what you would call like the stud? Absolutely not. It. Don't get me wrong. Is it uncomfortable at times? Absolutely. Are you cold, wet, and tired? Sure. But it is possible, and it is more than doable. I hesitate to say that it was fun. Would I want to go back? Probably not. You'd have to give me some time to kind of gear up for it again. But it is doable. It's a heck of an experience. It surrounds you with guys and girls that are like-minded and just really want to get after it. It's a pretty motivating environment, and you're put in situations that kind of force you to really push kind of what you thought your boundaries were, and really explore ultimately what those limits are. And you find out pretty quickly that you can push much farther than you give yourself credit for. So it's pretty cool.
The question that I'm going to ask every single lieutenant that I interviewed during this branching series. All right. If you could go back and do it all over again, would you choose the infantry?
100%, no questions asked. There's only been 2 times throughout from the day I commissioned to right now that I've ever been like, what the hell did I get myself into? The first one was when I was just about to jump out of the plane in airborne school my first time. It was like, how the hell did all of my life choices get me to this point? And then the second time was in Florida phase of Ranger School. It had rained for about 7 days straight. And it was like the second to last night. And I was just like, holy crap, I need like 30 minutes of sleep. And every spot that I like tried to put my head down, I just kept getting hit in the face with water. Those were the only 2 times I've ever like thought to myself, what the hell did I get myself into? Other than that, I haven't looked back once. I haven't second guessed it once. Infantry was exactly what I wanted to do. And it's been a ton of fun ever since commissioning. And it's given me some pretty unique and pretty cool opportunities. So I have 0 complaints. I wouldn't go back and change it at all.
You want to stay tuned for this branching series. I'm going to try to continue bringing on voices and experiences just like you heard. So smash that like button if this was useful or added value to you, and show him some love down in the comments below. Like this video. You can follow me for more and real-time conversations over on Instagram. I'm highly responsive there at @therealc_Hill. And as always, leaders, keep leading, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, Liam. You're the best, man.
Hey, brother. Again, appreciate it. This was awesome.